Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Kelly. This is KBellaBeauty, and I thought that I would film a second trimester update for you guys. If you missed my life update or my initial pregnancy announcement video, I can link that right here. I also did a pregnancy skincare, so I can link both of those videos down below if you're interested in checking them out. However, I am currently 27 weeks, so I'm filming on a Sunday. On Thursday, I'll be 28 weeks, and that will be the start of my third trimester. Your second trimester goes from 14 weeks to 27 weeks. 27 weeks would be your last week. 28 weeks, you enter the third trimester for anyone who is not familiar. I was not familiar when I got pregnant. I definitely was looking those things up, like, when do my trimesters start and end? So, if you're not familiar, that's what it means. I am 6 months pregnant, so I have 3 months to go. Baby girl is due April 25th, so we'll see when she makes her grand entrance, but she is due at the end of April, which I've mentioned in some of my more recent videos is why, if you're not new to my channel, you notice I have a different background. I kind of got kicked out of my beauty room, and I had to move into the guest bedroom so that we could turn her room into a nursery, the beauty room into a nursery. So yeah, I just thought that I would give you a little update, share with you how I'm doing. I haven't filmed a lot of pregnancy videos, and I probably won't necessarily do like recommendations videos or anything because I still don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of winging it day by day, figuring it out as we go. But I did want to share with you like some of my symptoms, things that I've noticed that have been going on, and I do have a couple products to share with you, products that I found are useful or helpful to me. So if you're interested in checking out this pregnancy update, hearing how my second trimester was, go ahead and keep on watching. So I did mention in my initial pregnancy video that I didn't have like morning sickness where I was actually, you know, vomiting or anything like that. I was really lucky in the sense that I just suffered from nausea. I was nauseous, and a lot of times not even necessarily in the morning, but I would get nauseous kind of in the afternoon and toward dinner. And I had a meat aversion. I did not want to eat meat, which is really weird because I typically love red meat, and I'm actually not a huge chicken fan, but chicken was like the easiest type of meat for me to eat during the first trimester. However, the nausea has subsided. I do not feel nauseous anymore, and I'm able to eat meat again, so that's great. I have no problem with any kind of, I don't have any food aversions, but I also don't have any cravings. A lot of people asked me like, what is it that you're craving? And there's not anything, like, people have told me that there would be times when they would like wake their husband up in the middle of the night and be like, you need to go get me this. I mean, there are times where I'm like, oh, I really feel like ice cream right now, or I feel like French fries, but there's not one thing where I'm constantly like wanting to have it all the time. So that's been okay. I feel like with my eating, I've actually just kind of kept my eating the same as it normally is. I wouldn't say that I'm a super healthy eater, but I'm not unhealthy either. Like, I haven't started just eating everything in sight. I'm not like eating cookies and chips all the time. If I'm hungry in between meals, which is happening more and more, the hunger has definitely set in, then I reach for things like fruit or vegetables or pretzels, you know, things that I would grab normally that aren't necessarily, you know, super bad for me, but I'm not a super clean eater either. You know, there are times when I throw in my cookies and my ice cream and things like that. But the only, well, not the only symptom, but one of the symptoms that I deal with a lot are, I just get really tired, but not like exhaustion tired. So I did mention in my previous video that we suffered a miscarriage before this pregnancy, and so with my first pregnancy, I was like exhausted when I would wake up. Like, from the moment my feet hit the ground, I was exhausted. And I'm not that tired, but normally around 3, 4, 5 p.m., my body's like done. I'm like ready to go home. I'm ready to climb in bed. I'm super tired. So that's been something where I don't feel like doing anything after work. I'm still working. I'm a teacher. If you didn't know, I teach 3rd grade elementary school. So, you know, I'm on my feet pretty much all day, and I'm moving around, I'm working with kids, so I come home and I'm just kind of ready to like chill out. Another symptom something that I've struggled with during the second trimester is hip pain. So once you get past 20 weeks, you're not typically supposed to do anything laying on your back. That was at least what my OB said, is you want to avoid laying flat on your back because of the vena cava that runs down your spine, I think. I'm saying that correctly, but it's, I guess, the main vein that brings oxygen not only to your baby but to you as well. So you should avoid laying on your back, which means you need to sleep on your sides. Now, I'm normally a side sleeper anyway, but I'm one of those where it's like kind of my side, kind of my stomach with my leg propped up. And as your stomach grows, there's not really room for you to lay on it anymore. So I would notice that my hips would start to hurt and I would lay on one side, and I'm constantly tossing and turning because it was so uncomfortable just to lay on my hips after a while. So we actually, when we went to Bye Bye Baby, this is really large, so what I will do is I will try to get a clip of this bad boy and insert it here. But we did go out and get a pregnancy pillow, and they have so many different kinds of pregnancy pillows. I didn't want the huge ones that wrap all the way around you, just because I felt like that would be too much in our bed. So this is a smaller one that I can put between my legs and maneuver it, and it's really comfortable, and that has definitely helped to alleviate some of the hip pain. I still have it, it's still uncomfortable at times, but not nearly as bad because I'm able to align my hips a little bit better. And then of course, my stomach has really grown in the second trimester. It's really popped out, so I will insert a clip of my baby bump so that you can see what it looks like. But I have definitely gained some weight in the second trimester. In the first trimester, I think I only gained maybe 1 or 2 pounds, and then as of right now, I'm up about 16. So I did gain some weight in the second trimester, and I hear that towards the end, that 3rd month is when I'll gain some more as well. But I haven't really been too worried about that. I'm just more concerned that like I'm healthy and she's healthy and everything is looking good. So one thing I have, or 2 things that I have been using to kind of help my body stay moisturized as I'm stretching and growing and expanding, are these 2 products by Burt's Bees. I can't remember if I mentioned these in my last video, but this is the Burt's Bees Mama Bee Nourishing Body Oil. I use this when I get out of the shower to put it, you know, on my belly and my thighs and my chest, like any area that's growing and stretching. I press some oil into my body and let it soak in, and then every single day I am using the Burt's Bees Mama Bee Belly Butter with shea butter and vitamin E. And so this is a thicker cream, but I noticed that once you put it on and rub it in, it doesn't stay like sticky or oily. It doesn't feel real heavy, but it helps to just moisturize and keep the skin that's stretching from itching too much, because I know that's a symptom that a lot of women say that they have, is that their skin gets really, really itchy. And mine hasn't been too bad, but I definitely keep it moisturized. I also did have to go out and get maternity pants because my regular pants were super duper uncomfortable. However, there is a product that I found that you can get at Target. It looks like this right here. Can you see it? It just looks pretty basic. But this is called a belly band, I think. It's from the brand Isabel Maternity. You get it at Target, and I think this is called like the belly band or something. But what you do is you can put on your regular pants, your regular shorts, like any clothing that you had pre-pregnancy, and put this on top of it, and it will go over your belly. And so it kind of holds your pants up without you having to go out and get maternity pants, because you can leave your pants unbuttoned and unzipped, but you're still covered up with that little belly band. And I can link this down below if you're interested in checking it out, and there are pictures on the Target website of how you use it. But one of the girls at my school was actually pregnant and had her baby just after Thanksgiving, and she told me about that because she did not wear maternity jeans her whole pregnancy. So she just used those to kind of cover up the pants that she was wearing. But they started getting really uncomfortable for me. They were digging in, so I am now in maternity pants, and I find that I prefer the ones that are under the belly. And so I still use this little belly band from Target because a lot of my shirts are now to the point where they're like sliding up. So I put the belly band on over just to kind of cover up my skin so my belly is not poking out. And then of course I am taking vitamins. You always want to talk to your doctor about any vitamins before you take them, but I am currently taking the 1 a day Women's Prenatal 1. The reason why I'm taking this one is because I don't like taking pills at all, and this is 1 pill a day. I was taking the gummies by VitaFusion, but those did not have calcium or iron, and my OB said that's fine in the first trimester when you're trying to get through nausea and everything. Go with the gummies, totally fine, but she said in your second trimester you really want to have iron and calcium in your diet. So I did pick up these because it's 1 pill a day and it has calcium and iron. I know a lot of people talk about the Garden of Life, which are supposed to be like raw prenatals. They're supposed to be really good for you, but you take 3 a day, and I am not about to take 3 pills a day. So I like these because it's just 1 a day. And of course, before I started taking it, I talked to my doctor about that first, and she was totally fine with those. So that is the vitamin that I have been taking. I was a CrossFitter before getting pregnant. I had done CrossFit for about 10 months by the time I got pregnant, and so my doctor told me that I could go ahead and keep doing CrossFit. In the first trimester, I didn't really have any modifications or limitations or anything. She was like, you're fine, just keep doing what you're doing. The only thing she said is don't try to like up your weight, like just do whatever weight you've normally done or even take a few pounds off. But she told me I could keep lifting. I am not a high risk pregnancy. I have not had anything like that where I had to be on bed rest or anything. So you definitely want to talk to your doctor about any exercise that you're doing, because I know there are some people where their doctor says like don't lift more than 20 pounds. My doctor never said that. She said anything I was doing before was fine to keep doing. The only thing is, once I got into my second trimester, I had to make some modifications. Nothing on your back anymore, so I couldn't do bench pressing, no crunches, no sit-ups, nothing where you're laying on your back for an extended period of time. And then on top of that, she also said like no jumping. So if you're familiar with CrossFit, you have like box jumps where you jump up onto a box. She said instead do step ups, because when you're jumping, the weight of your uterus is landing, basically slamming on your pelvic floor. And so that's not really a good look. You don't want to do that. So I actually have a friend that I taught with at a previous school who owns a CrossFit gym. It's kind of far from where I live, so it's not the gym that I go to, but she CrossFitted through her whole pregnancy. She's a gym owner. She now has a 2-year-old. So I have definitely consulted with her a lot about modifications. And then there's a lot you can find online about workout modifications and how to really scale back. But I would say once I got to about 24, 25 weeks, my doctor never told me to stop lifting or stop using a barbell, but my stomach started getting larger, and so I just didn't feel comfortable using a barbell anymore. So I've kind of given up the barbell and moved into using just dumbbells or kettlebells and modifying that way. So, you know, if you do work out, if you have an exercise routine, definitely communicate with your doctor and a coach if you work out with someone, and just make sure, you know, that everything you're doing is pregnancy safe, and you don't want to risk falling on your stomach. You don't want to hit your stomach. You don't want to risk falling on your stomach. But also, you want to make sure you're not straining too much or using your abs too much, because you don't want to cause diastasis recti, which is where your abs can separate. So if you're doing a lot of ab movements and you're not using the right ab muscles, that can happen post-pregnancy. So if you are someone that participates in physical activity, just make sure that you are listening to your body, talking to your doctor, and making modifications as necessary. But otherwise, I don't really think I have too much to share with you. So far, things have been going really well. She's growing. I feel her moving. I actually felt her move for the first time around Thanksgiving when I was around 17, 18 weeks. And you hear people say that it feels like little butterflies in your stomach. That's not what it felt like for me. For me, it felt more like an eye twitch, but you would feel it real quick and then it would go away. And I would say between 18 to 19 weeks was when I was actually able to feel it. If I would put my hand on my stomach, I would feel the little twitch and I could feel her move and kick my stomach or whatever. But now I can definitely feel her movements. As of maybe 24 weeks is when I started to actually feel like I can feel her rolling. If she's like rolling over or like moving her arm or anything like that, I can feel those movements now too. But sometimes they are more muffled because I do have anterior placenta. It's actually not super uncommon, but it's considered an abnormality. Typically, your placenta is posterior, meaning it's behind the baby and closer to your back, whereas mine anterior placenta means that my baby is toward the back and then the placenta is between her and my stomach. So I can still feel her a lot, especially on the sides, but sometimes the movements are more muffled, or if she's like hitting the placenta or whatnot, I can't always feel her real strongly in the middle. But I have been able to feel her a lot, which is really, really nice. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below and I'll try to answer them for you. But I just thought I would give you a quick little update. My camera is beeping at me that it's about to die, but I did want to share how my second trimester went with you guys. I hope to get around to doing a third trimester update before she gets here, but time is really flying. It's going really, really fast. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you are interested in this very bold eye look that I have going on, I did a palette bingo with the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. That's how I created this look, so I can link that here if you're interested in checking that out. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed before you go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!